Hey y'all, welcome back to L&L Honeycomb Homestead. Today we're going to do some more chicken, and this time we're going to use a lot of different seasonings and with a lot of flavor, okay? And we're going to use one vegetable, okay, to go in with what I'm getting ready to do. And so as you've seen by the title, we're going to put some onions in this raw pack for this chicken for some good flavor and a little bit of seasoning with it. So stay tuned. Hey family, so I know if you can't hear me, I have my mic on. I just want to let you know in case you can't. So I have 8 jars here. Only 7 can fit in my canner. So to remind you, you want good sterilized jars, lids, and all those things. You want to have sterilized lids. You want them in some cold water because this is going to be a cold pack. I have my chicken over here. I have my onion here, and I have my seasonings here, and I have my measuring spoon here. I also have my funnel along with my jar lifter, my magnet to get my lids up out of the water, and I also have my debubbler. Okay, I have that as well. Okay, put this and move this out of the way. Make sure your hands are clean, and I forget this every time. I need to get my gloves, but if you don't want to use your gloves, you don't have to use any gloves. I also have some vinegar here because you're going to need that to wipe your lids, and I have some paper towels, or I mean not paper towels, some napkins because I don't have any more paper towels. So you want to make sure you have all of those things. And like I said, I got my chicken over here. It has been washed and it is cold. You want cold, raw chicken. Okay, so let's get started. And there's one thing I missed, and that is salt. Do not use iodine salt, whatever you do. One is going to make it cloudy, and two, it's not just the right salt for canning. Okay, it's not. Do not use iodine salt. And so with that, I'm going to use a fourth a teaspoon of salt. And when I get them all with all the seasonings and stuff, I will be back so we can do the chicken. Now that I have all of my seasoning and the onions in my jars, I'm gonna get ready to put the chicken in. Okay, so I will be putting it face down like this. And then I'm gonna turn the other one upright like this. And I'm gonna do another one that way too. If they're small legs, you'll be able to do it. If they're too big, I turn them all up one way. And as this process goes, you'll be able to see that. And it'll look like this. Okay. Now I'm going to do the next one. You do not add no juice or anything because the chicken skin is going to make its broth. I'm over here moving the skin upward because it was kind of slid down. Okay, you see that? That's how it should look. Do another one. Okay. And I'm able to pack 4 in here. Don't force it or anything. Now, because I have the small mouth, that's why. But if you have a wide mouth, it's easier to put this chicken in. But the small mouth is fine too. A lot of people use the wide mouth, but this is all I have. Okay, got that. Another one. And we got there. So and if the chicken is too big, just try again with another piece. You want to try to get as many small ones as you can in the jar. Okay, I got one more. One more after this one. Don't try to force it. When you see it can't go in there, use it in another jar. You see that? And that's another smaller piece. Okay. And we have one more. Okay. I have 7 jars. Now on to the next step. We're going to start with our next step, and that is having your napkin or a paper towel. You're going to dip it in some vinegar. And what the vinegar do, it cuts the fat, the grease, and all that off the top part of your jars. As you're doing this, you're checking also for nicks and cracks on the top of your lids. Okay. Then after you do that, then you get your magnet and you're going to lift up your little lids just like so. And you're going to put them directly on top of your jars. Okay. Then you're going to go back and put your lids on. And you want it to be fingertip tight. You don't want to tighten them too tight. You want it to be finger tight. Okay. I'm going to go back and do the rest of the 3, and I'll take you to the next step. Okay, family. So now, as you can see, we have all of our 7 jars in our cannon pot. The next thing you want to make sure, well, the first thing you want to know is you want to make sure all your pot is lined up correctly on your eye. You want it to be right on the right eye. The second thing, you want to have your jars in your water. The water, you need to have 3 quarts, or look in your manual so you'll know how many cups of water you need to have inside your pot. The next thing you will want to know is this right here. If you can see through that, because that is where your water is going to vent, your pressure is going to vent, and I'll show you that when that comes. You want to make sure this is working properly. That is the peg that pops up to let you know that your elevation and your water temperature and everything is correct, because it's going to pop up. And also, you want to make sure that you can be able to see through this pinhole that you have right here. If you can't see through that, that means there's got a clog. You don't want that to be clogged. You want that to be free. So that way the pressure, water pressure, and the steam can come through this hole. Second thing, you want to make sure you have this band aligned up in here really well. You also want to kind of oil it a little bit, and you want to oil this also. That's making it easier for you to be able to turn this on your pot and to make it easy to come off. So now we're getting ready to put this pot top on. It has on the side of this pot, it has an arrow to let you know how to align up your pot. So that's what I'm doing as of now. We're going to make sure we align that up with your pot. Get this in here right, correctly. Okay, it is on. Now to tighten it up, you just take your pot, is on there now. Now you take it and you twist it on correctly. You make sure all this is aligned up like it needs to be. Okay, then you're going to turn on your eye on high, and you're going to give it time to build up pressure and get hot to where it needs to be. And when we get to that point, I'm going to show you how this flow works and show you how the next step goes from that. So it needs to start heating up, and I'll be right back after we get done with that. Before I put my weight gauge on, you're going to have to let this flow, this vent, for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, I'm going to put this gauge, 15-pound gauge for my elevation, on top of here. And then we'll set the timer for 90 minutes due to my elevation. and I'll come back on to talk to you about that. So like I said, 10 minutes. Let this vent for 10 minutes, and then we'll be back with that. Okay, family. So when I was sitting here talking about elevation, for you to know what elevation you are in the state that you're in, county, wherever you are at, you need to look up on this screen here, what is my elevation? Okay. And then it'll tell you to put in your zip code. Okay. Or you can type in, like I usually type in, what is my elevation for 3 and then my zip code. Okay. And it'll tell you what your elevation is. Then you'll go into your book, your manual here, and it'll tell you for your pot, cannon pot, it'll tell you for 15 pounds, because that's what I have for 15 pounds. It will tell you how long you need to pressure can any type of chicken or anything. And what we're doing as far as chicken with the bone in, we're going to be doing that for 90 minutes. And the reason why it's 90 minutes is because it's in quart jars. If they were in pint jars, it would be 75 minutes with 15 pounds of pressure as well. Okay. So all of that will tell you in what is my elevation. Get that? And then look in your manual guide and it'll tell you how long you should pressure can different foods. Okay. So this right here, I'm doing bone in chicken legs. Okay. Bone. And they're different times. Okay. For everybody. So when you go online or if you're going on YouTube and you hear people say, I got 11 pounds of pressure, okay, or I got my elevation is so and so, so and so. So when my elevation is, I have to do 11 pounds. Don't go on yours and put 11 pounds, okay, because then that's when you're messing up. You need to go online and look and see what your elevation is, and that way you'll know how many weights or what your gauge needs to be on your pressure canner, because a lot of people make those mistakes. Okay. So again, what is my elevation? That's what you go online for. My elevation is asking for 15-pound weights and for 90 minutes for me to do my chicken with the bone in. So just wanted to let you know that. So stay tuned. Now that it has met its 10-minute mark, we're going to put this on here. I'm not going to set my timer till I know it's hit its sweet spot. And when it hits its sweet spot, I'm going to hit 90 minutes on the timer. And then you start your process when it's hit its sweet spot and it starts to move. And I'll come back on here to show you what that looks like. Okay, family, we are back. As you can hear, the timer has went off. It is now time to turn off your heat. Now, the very important thing, do not touch it. Do not do anything to your canner. Repeat, do not do anything to your canner. What you're going to do is wait until it is completely has stopped here. You want to wait until it has completely stopped, okay? I'm bringing this down for you. You want it to completely cool. When it's completely cool, you want to at least wait a good 25 minutes. That's what I usually do. That's how it is for me. This gauge right here will be dropped. This will have been stopped jiggling. And you do not, I repeat, I keep repeating it, and I'm going to continue on repeating it as long as we are canning. Do not touch nothing. Do not try to open it. Don't try to do any of those things. Okay, family, do you see that time? Yeah, it takes a while. You do not want to take no chances. So now that it is cool, the little dial over here has dropped. It's time to open up the canner. Now before you open up the canner, you want to be able to open it away from you. Away from you. Don't go picking it up like you would do a regular pot with that has no steam on it. It's still going to have some steam that's going to come up out of here. So to protect your face, you're going to pick up the canner and pull it away from your face. Make sure it's away from your face. And I will demonstrate that. Okay. You're going to open it like so. You're going to take it and pull it away from you like this. Just like that. Make sure all the water is out of it. And then you're going to take it and set it somewhere in the sink or somewhere where you're not going to get burnt. And that's how you take that top off, okay? Don't pull it off and the steam, okay? Because it can still hit you in the face. So I'm going to bring you up close so that way you can see the chicken. And then we're going to go ahead and set it over on my mat. This looks so pretty. And it's still bubbling in there. That means it's still hot. So we're going to go ahead and take them up out of the pot. And I'm going to do that as we speak and get it over on the mat. So as you can see, we have finished the chicken, okay? You seen how much broth or stock is made from that skin on that chicken, okay? And like I said, it is the natural chicken from a farm, okay? It's not that store-bought chicken. So that's that chicken that I have here that I'm cooking with or pressure canning. And so I'm going to bring this up close so you can actually see what it looks like. And that's what the chicken looks like. So if you're wondering, why does it not have a lot of juice? Or did it siphon? Nope, it didn't do any of those things. I looked inside the pot. There's no spills. There's nothing. It's just that's how much broth I was able to get out of that chicken. But as long as it's sealed, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Did you hear that? And like I had told you before, that was 2 times you heard it, but I've heard it a total of 7. So that made it that 7, okay? So look, I'm going to tell you, the bands that you screwed on, it might make it feel like it's sealed, okay? You're not always There it goes. It might be another hit on that, okay? But when it's cooled off after 12 to 24 hours, because that's how long you're going to have to let it sit on your counter, 12 to 24 hours, you will then go back and you can check it. There's two ways. You can either touch the top, and if it goes in, that means it did not seal properly. The other way is if you lift up on the band, if it does not just drop, then that lets you know that it's sealed properly. And then two, if it's not going in as far as the indentation, that's another way you can know that it's sealed properly, okay? Those are the ways. But you're going to have to wait 12 to 24 hours for that. After all of that, get you a nice damp cloth, washcloth, and wash it, and wipe your jars and everything. Then take your pen and label it and put the date on it. And that's all you have to do. That's it. So now we are done with the chicken on this recipe, the basic chicken recipes with onions added. Stay tuned for the next video where we're making a pineapple. Yes, I said it, pineapple. Stay tuned for that and you'll see what I'm talking about when we do that one next, okay? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, leave a comment down below, and y'all have yourself a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.